Hello dear drum community, welcome to my channel Jazz Drummers Corner. My name is Timo Igenroth and this video is about the terms walking bass, in 4 and in 2 and what we drummers can do with them. Here we go. Today we're going to talk about the terms walking bass, in 4 and in 2, which are not uncommon in jazz, and clarify what we drummers can playfully do with and make of these terms. Walking bass, in 4 and in 2 are closely interwoven with traditional jazz from New Orleans and Chicago, the swing of the big bands of the 1930s and 1940s, bebop, cool jazz, hard bop and modal jazz. Walking bass, in 2 and in 4 are terms used to describe the rhythm of the bass line. The quarter notes or the half notes are regularly the decisive name giver. Let's start with the terms walking bass and in 4, which have almost but not quite the same meaning. Nevertheless, they can be explained quite well summarized. If you listen to recordings of great jazz basses, of the jazz variants just mentioned, you will notice that they often play the quarter notes dynamically evenly to create a drive in the music. We call this style of playing in 4 or walking bass. In 4 and walking bass are musical terms commonly used in jazz and some other styles of music. They refer to a particular of the bass line that is characterized by a steady rhythm, usually in a 4/4 time signature. The walking bass or in 4 provides a consistent, regular foundation with a driving, energetic feel at the same time. This is usually played on each pulse beat of the measure, creating a sense of stability and forward momentum. The walking bass or in 4 generally moves on the pulse, but bassists not infrequently vary their in 4 or walking bass lines, adding their own modifications and embellishments to keep their musical performance lively, but without changing the basic characteristic of the walking bass or in 4 too much. Walking bass or in 4 is a fundamental element in jazz music and is used to support and interact with the other instruments. It helps solidify the pulse of the music while contributing to the overall musical expression and dynamics of a performance. However, a walking bass is not only played in 4/4 time, it can also be played in other time signatures such as a 3/4 or 6/8. But then we don't talk about in 4 because the 4 refers to 4 even notes in a measure. In 2 means that the bass plays counts 1 and 3 of the measure in a 4/4 time signature. This creates a more relaxed, looser feeling than playing on all 4 beats as within 4 or the walking bass. The type of bass line used depends on the style of jazz and the mood of the song. For example, in a ballad, in 2 bass lines may be used to create a more relaxed feel, while in a forward swing tune, an in 4/4 bass line may be used to create a more driving feel. The walking bass, in 4 and in 2 variations are important interfaces for us drummers to use with bass players. The sound of our cymbal pattern is strongly influenced by it, as well as the role of the bass drum can depend on it, but it doesn't necessarily have to. For the sound of the cymbal, there is a separate video in which I describe in great detail what you should pay attention to. Concerning the bass drum, it can be said briefly that it is not unusual out of the tradition of jazz to play along with the quarter notes of the bass, whether in 2 or in 4, but only very, very softly, quasi as ghost notes, which is also known under the term feathering the bass drum. Feathering the bass drum along with the bass dates back to the early days of jazz drumming, when the bass could not yet be technically amplified and is still a popular way of playing today. The bass drum supports the tone and frequencies of the bass and also provides more drive overall to the band. However, there are bass players and band leaders who do not want the bass drum to be played along so statically. Ultimately, it's a matter of taste and personal style. Nevertheless, I strongly recommend practicing jazz with this bass drum variation to be prepared for any situation. Here are a few tips on how you can achieve playing the bass drum quietly. Play heel down and use your ankle to make the movement. This usually gives you good control over the attack. It also helps to have your foot far forward on the bass drum pedal. This reduces the distance between the beater and the bass drum head, which automatically leads to quieter playing. Because, as with sticks, the farther the distance to the drum, the louder the sounds will be under normal circumstances. Once you have the bass drum under control, play both the in-4 or walking bass and the in-2 variation in conjunction with a swing pattern on a cymbal. I hope I was able to introduce you to the terms walking bass, in-4 and in-2, and you know now what you can do with them on the drums. In this sense, thank you very much for watching. See you at the next tutorial. Take care, your Timo. Ciao.